They're creating a new reality. It sounds weird. He's trying to achieve immortality. He's a leading transhumanist. You'll hear this talk come out soon.
The website I sent you tonight, Engadget, says this is a brand new article. Facebook is working on a new high-end VR, which I guess stands for virtual reality headset, codenamed Project Cambria. It plans to release the headset sometime next year. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg said it will be a separate, quote, high-end, end quote, product from the company's $299 Quest 2 headset. It will also cost more than that device. Cambria will include capabilities that currently aren't possible on the virtual reality headsets. New sensors in the device will allow your virtual avatar to maintain eye contact and reflect your facial expressions. The company says that's something that will allow people you're interacting with virtually to get a better sense of how you're feeling. Another focus of the headset will be mixed reality experiences with the help of new sensors and reconstruction algorithms. Facebook claims Cambria will have the capability to represent objects in the physical world with a sense of depth and perspective. You know, this is creepy, but it also makes me wonder, also, when we start talking about the patents we've gone over with Karen Kingston, where you're getting something inside you, a nanotechnology that's emitting a sensor, it's emitting a signal, and you're coded. You've got a code now. Now you've got an ID, and now they can see everybody that is coming in contact with each other. You wonder, is that going to be hooked to the internet? Then you think about the Great Reset, where they said you'll own nothing and love it. You'll own nothing and love it. Well, now they can sit at home and live their whole life virtually. It seems to all be falling right into place, does it not?
Just to give you the scope of this, one developer said, we believe that the metaverse will be the place where all forms of entertainment and media eventually converge, a gateway where they could be consumed. We also believe that the metaverse will be an inherently social place where social media and online discussion groups might eventually migrate as well. This is exactly what Mark Zuckerberg has in mind, taking the whole Facebook experience, over 1 billion people around the world, and driving them all into the metaverse world, where all social media contacts will happen within that artificial reality. The problem is your mind cannot distinguish. It gets rewired. You can't distinguish between their reality and real reality.
I don't think this is about just sitting in front of a gigantic iMac screen. This is about putting on special glasses that will give you a 3D 180 degree, or 360 degree feel to be able to move, turn. You will be living in that world. I don't know if eventually you'll put on gloves or what you'll put on, but you will actually be able, as I understand it, you'll be able to feel as though you're actually in that world.
Yes.
It's kind of like watching those movies like the Scrooge movie with Jim Carrey a few years ago. If anyone watched how they made that movie, they put on a suit, right? They put on a suit, and then they have these dots all over them, and all of these dots are connected to their actual facial expressions and movement, and they act out in front of a green screen. They act out the parts, and then all of that data of their movements and facial expressions and everything are taken and put into the computer, and then they it looks like a cartoon, but in reality, if you watch the new Scrooge that came out a few years ago with Jim Carrey as Scrooge, that's not a cartoon. That was actually done with computers and sensors on the body and face and cameras hanging out here that gave this 3D look that was then imported into that movie, and these characters look far beyond just like a cartoon to being almost lifelike. I would think this kind of technology, it comes into play here when you now take yourself and put yourself physically into the virtual world. Am I tracking right?
No, you're right. And I mentioned earlier that this is a stepping stone to pure transhumanism. I know you studied Ray Kurzweil to some extent. He's a head engineer at Google. He doesn't need to work, but he's there because he has the resources of Google, and he's the creator of Singularity University. He's trying to achieve immortality. He's a leading transhumanist.
So you would load your brain up to the internet, and he would hope to live. He would hope to live forever in the metaverse world.
You got it. That's exactly the connection here, and that's exactly where they're driving this technology. You'll hear this talk come out soon. that they now believe that they can download somebody's life experience, whether it's their soul or their brain, whatever. They can get enough data loaded into the metaverse where they can generate a person in the metaverse that will act independently of anybody outside the metaverse as if it were that person. Okay, so Ray Kurzweil may well be able to achieve his dream of resurrecting his father by taking all that information, creating an avatar for his father. His father can now act and interact and respond with people inside the metaverse. He'll never get out, but inside the metaverse, he can be alive. Anything will go. There will be no monitors. It'll be like the Wild West in a sense. Do anything. If it feels good, doesn't matter. You can go ahead and do it.
And if people are being conditioned already to not go to work, get a check, well, and if you don't own anything, you're going to be happy, and you're getting a check, what are you going to sit around and do all day? You'll go out and explore the world and do whatever your heart desires through the metaverse world.
That's exactly right. And, somebody can sit at home, and this is one of the selling points. Somebody can sit at home, for instance, and visit the Louvre, just like you're there. You've got the plane ticket, the passport, you went there, you flew there, and you're going through looking at the paintings in the Louvre, and you're looking up and you're looking left and right and stuff. It'll be just like you're really there. And you remember, I'm sure, the game that Google launched some years ago called Pokemon Go, where hordes of people were walking around with their smartphone in front of their face looking for Pokemon, where it would appear on their screen right in their own environment. In other words, the camera would take a picture of what's in front of you, but all of a sudden an icon would pop up as if it were there. It's just a cartoon character with Pokemon. And so they push a button and they capture that little gremlin, that little Pokemon. Well, this is a blending of real reality into the virtual reality world. And you're going to see this figure very prominently within the metaverse world as well, where you will have a blended reality where you will see things in your own room, your own house, whatever, but other things will be appearing to you as if they were real, but they're not. So somebody might come over to visit you, for instance, from 2,000 miles away, and there they are sitting in your living room couch. People should keep their eye on Facebook, what Zuckerberg talks about now, and all these other people that are talking about the metaverse in the tech world as well, the gamers, the gaming companies, as well as just other commercial companies looking to make a buck. It's going to be huge, and you can trust me on this. There will be billions and billions of dollars poured into this technology in the next 5 years.